desk. I think that told us everything we needed to know there.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I mean, like you said, it was either you look like an idiot or you'll be genius. And if he would have made that, there's no way the remaining terrorists would have had any clue where he was at. So it could have been totally different, but this time around, Zeus not managing to capitalize on that. Instead, he's burning away, or was burning away.
The Burning Man. Well, from maybe he's just trying to gear himself up for Inferno.
I see what you did there.
I just embarrassed myself in front of a lot of people. Anyway, into
this
this
what
one.
we do for a living here.
That's true. That's my angle. That's my angle. They're like, at least I'm not that guy. Okay, so what's your expectation going into this one? We got the Inferno and Na'Vi CLG.
Na'Vi starting on CT side. Inferno, I feel like it's going to be a tough ask for CLG to put up a fight here. Obviously, we didn't expect them to take Gobble, but they were hitting a lot of shots. They were doing the same things they did previously as well, pushing that B bomb side a lot. But this time around, just they were making the entries, they were making the trade kills happen. But Inferno's and map CLG does not really play a whole lot. They didn't have a lot of matches on Inferno recently, even, but they had some decent plays actually back in August at Gamescom tournament, where they had some good solid T strats, doing some wraparounds and some good B executes. So it's not like they're totally clueless on here. I think they managed to get something like 12 or 13 rounds even against TSM on it. So you never know.
Absolutely. Bit of an unknown quantity to a lot of the teams from the European region are CLG from North America, and they've really stepped it up. And I was massively impressed when I first saw them in that qualifying position at the Stockholm qualifier, pre-qualifier for DreamHack Cluj-Napoca. And I mean, initially I think we saw one match from them. They looked very shaky, and to be honest, they looked like kind of the standard North American teams, which that struggle going against, transitioning their style into the European teams. But then the second match, they started to show us an amazing level of coordination, strategy, and clutch, and we're starting to see that into this major. And here it is, Inferno, the deciding map between these two teams for the last match of the night.
Like I said, we're gonna have CLG on the T side, Na'Vi starting on CT. And let's look at the purchase from CLG. They have two sets of nades on Cutler and JDM. So something is going to be up here. It's not going to be, probably not going to be a straight up rush. It's going to be some kind of an execute from them. Meanwhile, from Na'Vi's point of view, we have 3 players in B bomb side right now. It's going to be Feast here pushing this banana. Meanwhile, though, CLG is already perhaps committing to this 8. Instead, they're just actually walking around, just trying to feel out what the seeds are doing.
I like this actually. They could also go back because Edward spotted everybody, and look at the rotation. There's 4 players on A for Na'Vi, so this is going to be very hard for CLG to push their way in unless the shots are missed by Na'Vi, which is what appears to be happening so far. Although Edward does pick up a kill onto JDM, we have a lot of T's flooding into the bomb site for CLG, and they're smoking away that pit position so they can get the plant. A Finesse with a nice shot to the side of Guardian, gets the reload in. He's in the fight with Seized, but Seized will win it. Finesse will go down, and all of a sudden it's on to Cutler and Tarek. Just Tarek in the bomb site. He's got 25 health against multiple players, and they will swarm him down, and they will get the defuse. So Na'Vi, they had a really that information play from Edward, what really made a difference.
Yep, and CLG trying to do a wraparound right after the pistol round. But Zeus also managed to keep alive such a long time in that big pit. Not really getting a lot going on in terms of kills, but just managing to stay alive is going to be a distraction to the terrorists, who opted to really commit to that bomb site, get that bomb down. But when you're getting attacked from 3 sides at the same time, it's always going to be hard. FNS going down the Seized as well in that situation, and actually Seized also getting that pick on Cutler, being a huge part of it. So Na'Vi, there we go. They're going to be the one picking up that pistol round. CLG does get the bomb down though, so it's going to be a bomb plant, and they're not going to be force buying on this. So they're looking to go into that 3rd round with a purchase.
Yeah, and the SMGs are always fun to watch, and we have 3 different types. We've got the Imp, we've got the P90 and the MP9 there for Na'Vi, and Guardian is going to be spamming a little bit of Imp through the smoke as Zeus waits patiently here for the push to come in. So good setup here from Na'Vi overall.
Yeah, very passive right now, just waiting for CLG to be the ones to commit to an attack before any engagements happen, and that seems to be the situation. But Guardian does take Carrick though through a smoke here in Arch side. Meanwhile, the rest of CLG is just waiting in top and middle.
Zeus so patient, No need to give up his position. Guardian still has his. The smoke goes away. He goes for the peak. He wants the kills. And there is one. Runs out of bullets for the has to pull out the pistol. Goes for the repeat and gets saved by Zeus.
Wow.
Just running and gunning with that P90. That's what it's there for. And it's kind of surprised there were no frags there.
Yeah, it ended up being very clean for Na'Vi, and like I said, CLG is going to be going for that buy in that third round. It's going to be AKs across the board. It seems like they have 3 smokes and a few flashes, so not a lot of nades to work with, but still, it does enable them to do a lot of different things. And let's see how they opt to do this. It's going to be another like a default kind of a approach here. It seems like it is. They have sent 2 players in the secondary middle. Meanwhile, the rest of them are playing really passively, just waiting for Na'Vi and what they're actually doing on their defense.
This is a pretty interesting round as well, because Na'Vi deciding to play economically and holding on to the triple SMGs that they have, which don't hold up so well against AKs usually.
Yeah, you would expect actually that if they hold on to these SMGs, they'll do something, you know, something weird, something aggressive, pushing somewhere together and try to really take the early battles. But instead, they're actually playing very passively, with Edward being in big pit, Guardian just playing the arch side. He's the one that's taking a bit of risk actually. He's going to be taking some information and spots nobody in middle. As it is right now, CLG is pushing towards that B bomb side where Flamey and C's are waiting right now.
Yeah, and they've actually saved a lot of grenades here, and there goes the incendiary as they move into Flamey. He doesn't get anything done, but Steez with the MP9 gets a couple kills, but there's not many bullets in that thing, and oh my goodness, JDM gets burned alive. So we get a bit of revenge there, and it looks like Guardian will come in to help Steez out, but Steez is going to make some mad bank in this round with 4 kills on the MP9. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and that was CLC not managing to really get any presence in middle, and Guardian also getting the information, playing a bit aggressive and a bit risky, but still that paying off because Na'Vi managed to have 2 players in that B bomb side, and obviously Cease being a huge part of getting those 2 kills, and the third one with the Molotov as well, really just stopping the attack from CLG. And that's going to be Na'Vi on the driver's seat on this first half, as it is 3-0 for them.
Pretty crazy as well, because, you know, with those 4 kills, Cease was up to almost $10,000 into the 4th round before he brought up a few nades.
Very modest of him.
Yeah. Looks like Flamey's going to be left out here in the open by the sandbags. That's kind of dangerous, and he is going to get taken down. So not a very safe play, and they're going to go through the smoke here. So it looks like CLG, frankly, don't give a damn.
They definitely don't. Though the last 3 remaining players from the CLG do stay behind that smoke and just waiting for Na'Vi to push. Try to get some free kills, which doesn't happen though, as Na'Vi is going to chill things out. And CLG does fall back from Banana and is going to reconsider where they want to go right now. But they're going to run into Edward pretty soon if they go into middle.
And the Zeus is going to find a nice little pick there from second mid in a very nasty angle, and thinning out the ranks is what is going to be happening here from Na'Vi onto CLG, and another frag goes the way of Seized. So just JDM left to try to get something done. A bit of economic damage would be nice. Quick snap. And the lack of Kevlar, sorry, is posing a very big issue there. And you can see Guardian still holding on to him forever.
I mean, 4 rounds in, and CLG's only managed to get 4 kills so far. So, like you pointed out, it's going to mean that Na'Vi manages to really build that economy. But at this point, though, Guardian decides to change to that AWP. So it's going to be interesting. Where does he head out first? He's going to go to B. He's going to be making a presence in Banana. And he's going to have C's to play with him as well. I think, do they have, yeah, 3 players actually going to this Banana, this B site, with just Guardian in Banana.
And the crazy thing, if he was to get like a fast kill there or something and show the presence, maybe that, I mean, that Na'Vi will feel more comfortable playing aggressive Banana, as CLG will feel less comfortable in the future rounds, considering they may be expecting an AWP there. And Guardian's actually still in the Banana angles.
It's like they're trying to lure CLG into coming into Banana without smoking it, but having that AWP there. Trying to make sure that if CLG does go to Banana, which they haven't so far, it would be easy pick for Guardian.
Ooh, we get the boost over the smoke. Ed was there, but can he get a good angle? He is not going to spot anything just yet, as the T's are not too close to the quad position. This is such good information. Really nice counterplay, and that is one of the reasons why you want those 2 men on arch side. It is one of the pros. Of course, the weakness is that Zeus is alone on quad side. So if that was a fast take on quad side, they could get the bomb down almost immediately.
And now you have CLG setting up for that A play. They've taken over middle. It's only 35 seconds on the clock, so it's the pressure is mounting right now for CLG. And you have 2 guys set up here for Na'Vi in that big pit. Edward and Zeus both here. So this could be kryptonite when it comes to CLG's attack at this point.
Here it comes. The nades are not quite finding their mark here. There's still a lot of space to be covered by the CTs in these positions. We're going to start seeing the frags coming in. The Zeus with that double will get some trades, but still there is a player disadvantage here for CLG as they're stuck on the bomb site. Very awkward duel here. Edward trying to get himself behind cover, and Zeus can't get the kill as Tarek goes for that frag. So all of a sudden, 2 versus 2. But there's no time. There's no time, and the bomb goes down, and the CTs win by time. Flamey trying to take down Tarek, but he will get out of there.
Yeah, it's very hard to attack through that right side. When you go up middle, go to the right, and try to take the bomb side from there on out, where you have 2 CTs holding from Big Pit, it makes it a very, very hard take of the bomb side. That's exactly why CLG didn't manage to take it. Zeus getting those 2 kills and managing to stay alive to the last seconds. So that's going to be Navi picking up that 5th round in a row. But as we can see, CLG is going to be forced bind into this one as economy is going to work in their favor. And Guardian already starting the party on JDM.
Yeah, just pushing down mid is Edward. Guardian covering with that AWP. It is a pretty powerful way to start off the round, and definitely a very ballsy one as well from Na'Vi as they take a significant advantage. And CLG in a position where they've lost 2 players already. How do you even begin to approach the round?
Yeah, it's very tough at this point. Na'Vi just showing that no respect play, pushing CLG in middle and getting those 2 first picks. So next kill is going to be huge. As we can see, Na'Vi very smart about this. They're playing very passively now. Again, you have Zeus, he's going to be balcony, Edward's going to be Big Pit, and you have Guardian here in library. So when you have this advantage, when you're up 5-on-3, you can really just go all the way back and just wait for the opponents to run into your lap, basically.
All right, well, we'll have the apartment stake from CLG, so let's see if they can get it done. And we'll have Zeus up on the balcony, smoked off, just for now. Has a tiny gap to play with though, as Counter Logic Gaming slowly move forwards.
And still Molotov for Na'Vi as well, so if they can throw those as well to really slow it down.
Oh god, this is quite rough, isn't it? That Molotov is basically just a shutdown. It's like, well, no, see you later, guys.
Boys, we're going home.
That's exactly what's happening. They're just running for it. Yeah. And wow.
Yeah, I mean, getting those first 2 kills was exactly the last nail in the coffin already. They don't manage to do anything. CLG just going to save these weapons, and Na'Vi being smart about it, playing really passively after getting the kills. And that's always going to make it a hard attack, or a hard attack as well, for CLG at this point. And the Molotov was the last thing that was needed. And there we have it. Na'Vi's going to be sitting at 6-0.
Yeah, very good start, and I mean the economy is just so sick. It's basically the perfect start that you can ever hope to get on the CT side, because they've had incendiaries, just full incendiaries for ages now. I mean, there's that 4-kill situation with Seized on the MP9 at B, which that does so much for your team. I can't really understate that. And another aggressive peek here. Guardian knows there's going to be no AWP in the hands of CLG, and they go for the aggressive play. Edward on bench again. That actually allows them to rotate another player towards B because of that forward information held by Na'Vi in middle. Guardian still large and in charge at the top of the middle. He's basically the boss of middle right now. Yeah. The raid boss almost.
And Edward also pushed up to Sofa, and this time around CLG with a bit of a different approach. They're trying to force the occasion in Banana, but for Na'Vi it's looking pretty good because there's going to be 3 players for them in this B bomb side.
Yeah, basically the perfect play. CLG, it seems like they really need to realize that they've got to try to find a way to get Guardian and Edward out of this position. And
I think it's a good adjustment though. Trying to take the Banana first, as Guardian gets that pick on Cutler to make matters even worse for CLG.
Oh my god, Edward maybe with a premature peek there, and Finesse will swiftly take him down. And now Guardian is going to have to go towards apartments with the AWP. He's got some support though, Flamey towards Arch side, and now CLG go back to Banana. Interesting stuff.
They're probably expecting just to have 1 CT over there, but instead it's going to be both Zeus and Seized on that B bomb side. So it's not going to be an easy attack. Only 20 seconds left as well, so they're really committed to this attack to be.
Seized and Zeus on the defense here. Seized on second oranges. And 15 seconds to plant the bomb. If they can get the key kills there, drop the bomber straight away, that's going to be huge. But we do get trades coming in. Vanessa just made his way to blue truck. He's trusting in his teammates so that he can cut off the rotation. That's exactly what he's going to do, hiding in front of the smoke. And now it's down to Flamey. 1 versus 3. He has a kit. He's got an AK, full armor and full health. And here he goes. They may not know exactly where he's coming from just yet, so he might have the element of surprise playing into his favor, but only for a moment as he spots Finesse. But he can't spot him for too long. He's going to go straight into the bomb site, and he's going to get revealed at this point. Flamey going in for the spray down. Can he find the frag? He's wasted a lot of bullets at this point. He can't get the frags. Look at the dancing from Tarek. Just dancing along the fountain, and that's going to be that. Surely there's no way Flamey can pull this one off now. Finesse is going to go around. He's going to pull him off the bomb, and it's going to be the round one by CLG. And Tarek, I never knew he had such dance moves.
Yeah, that was quite
Didn't even slip.
Yeah, didn't even slip, did he? But CLG is a nice push in the B in that situation, using their grenades effectively, molotoving the crucial parts of the bomb site. Actually managing to, I think it was Zeus that was in the back of the bomb site that he got molotoved. Seemed to stay alive for quite a few seconds, actually, a lot longer than you'd expect. But CLG still managing to get the bomb site and finally getting that round on the board, making it 6-1.
And now Guardian is changing up position again, goes aggressive with the AWP, and it looks like Na'Vi are off to a good start again, this time thanks to Guardian. This could get bad.
This could, and this is the scary part of a Guardian. He can go any part of this map and just, you know, be a huge part of it. He's going to be aggressive in banana, he can push that A apps, he can just be pushing middle, so it's going to be really hard guessing where he's going to be at.
And now CLG, they feel forced to go to A, but that's exactly what Na'Vi expect. They have to do this individual skill. JDM with a phenomenal shot straight through the smoke is going to find its way to the head of C's, and all of a sudden CLG might find themselves with a chance in this round as they barrel onto this A bomb site. Well, that said, they actually are taking this a little bit slower. And 50 seconds are left at the moment. It's the 3 versus 3. Don't have to commit in, but they are going for the push now. As Edward finds the kill onto Hayes. Guardian with a nice fast kill onto JDM as well. But Finesse with the double on the return. And now it's the 1-on-1 here as we see Flamey coming in from the arch side on the rotation.
I think Finesse just saw him too.
There's a quick shot. He's going to go for the plant now. Not going to fake it again. And he'll peek out, try to spot. And there it is. The flick isn't good. Not straight away, at least. He recovers. He falls back. He spots again. Looks for that finish now. He's going to commit into it. And Flamey has the answer. And that's more than enough time for him to get the defuse done as well with a kit. And Flamey picks up the AWP as well. Ooh, what a close round, and that meant so much.
And shots through the smoke being a huge part of it, but at the same time, when they got those 2 kills, CLG, they should have really just ran for that A site. They gave Edward way too much time to make kills happen and wait for give his teammate the time to rotate back into him. And then eventually FNS did manage to get those 2 kills on Edward and his teammate, but Flamey just managed to clutch the 1-on-1. So I felt like CLG could have had that opportunity there, but they just were hesitating a bit too much. And that's going to cost them to be on an eco as well.
That's such a big deal. They get reset. That could have changed everything for them to win that round. Could have been so much for them, but instead they've got nothing. They're left with nothing but scraps. So here we go, looking for the push and maybe the bomb plant, but you don't really like their chances in this one. Especially not with Guardian on the AWP. He missed the shot though, but we'll spot one player there in the apartments as the rest of his teammates are just bearing down upon the CLG players who are woefully equipped at this point. Flamey will take down Finesse. It's only a matter of time, it feels like, for the rest of these North American players to get removed from the map. And indeed, the cleanup is going to occur in Na'Vi. Take it 8-1. Where is hope going to return for CLG?
Yeah, it's going to be another hard round for them because they're going to have to make compromises in their buy. They're not going to have all the Molotovs they would like to, or the flashes or the smokes, depending what they choose to do. If they would buy, actually, it seems like they're opting to do another save. I think actually it might be the smart move at this point. Just buying 3 Tech 9s. They have a smoke, actually 2 smokes and 3 grenades and a flash to work with here. So they're trying to force a bomb plan at least.
Absolutely. Zeus and Guardian. Well, Guardian's going to make a quick frag that just peeks in from quad side. Unexpected from CLG. And again, they have a plan, but Guardian's going to change that plan for them. That's what he's there to do, it would seem. And he's repositioned towards the arch side now. Oh, no. Oh, he missed that shot. That looked dead on, but apparently he was just slightly off. Nade will go in by Zeus. He'll hold down this position in the corner. Pulls out the pistol. More players from Defiant. Good stuff there from Zeus switching the pistol out. And he's going to get... Oh, actually, Edward through the smoker gets the last frag there. Zeus surviving with 1 HP. And I do like this decision because CLG, maybe they're thinking we're getting bullied by the AWP of Guardian too much. We can't play without an AWP.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're going for that AWP, and that implies to me that they're going to go for some big plays. But the bad thing right now for CLG is that Navi and Guardian especially is on point, and he is maneuvering around this map everywhere. He's just causing havoc everywhere on the map. So JDM needs to be on point, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, we see every time Navi know that there's no AWP in play, Guardian is all over the place.
Look at him.
He's even going for it again here, going for the apartments play at this off angle with the AWP, or if he goes back a little bit more, but he's actually going to face Raw there, and he's going to get baited out. He'll miss the shot. Very nicely done by CLG to kind of bait that shot out and force him back.
Moves again.
And it seems like Hayes has been learning from Tarek as well in that regard. So CLG from this 9-1 scoreline could really use this round. Guardian will whiff another shot, and that's going to confirm that he has not rotated his position. But in comes the entire lineup now. CLG upping the pace a little bit, but just backing away. Good counter flashes coming in from Na'Vi. So much pressure from CLG is forcing a lot of grenades out of Na'Vi. And they almost have no grenades left, and there's 45 seconds to play with. That's actually good from CLG. Very good indeed.
Yeah, for Na'Vi right now. Does have 4 players on his site. Guardian does take that peek on JDM, but JDM does not connect on the shot. There's only 35 seconds left, and CLG just have to attack this A site.
This is actually a really good execute after wasting all the grenades, but they need to get the kills here. Edward looking in. He's obscured by the smoke. He's going to think about going over the top here as the bomb is being planted, but he's just biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, backing into the apartments. This is a really smart move once again from Edward, playing it slow, waiting for his teammates to help him out. As CLG takes some positions here. Finesse is going to spot Edward, but somehow he makes the kill happen. That's a huge frag. If Finesse had taken that position away from Na'Vi, it could really be a huge difference. Hayes is going to take down Edward though, and Edward's peak was a little bit too premature. Steez gets the trade. JDM misses a crucial shot. 1 versus 2. Finds Flamey. He's got to find Steez now. Just trying to bait him out. Keep the pressure up, and it's going to be enough. JDM hits that second shot, even though he missed the first. He's going to make it a win here for CLG, and they will go 9-2.
Yeah, it felt like to me like Edward had an opportunity previously already to make that impact, but he played it slightly too passively in that A apartments. He could have got the planner. I think he could have seen it over that smoke, but you know, it's obviously easier for us to say it from this perspective. And then CLG got those opportunities, and JDM again just proving how important he is for this team.
Absolutely, that was a really close round. I love how CLG wasted all the nades and then went for the execute. That really tells you why they've been able to get this far in the tournament. Such a good team, and we'll see Na'Vi now with a situation where they are getting closer and closer to Eco, in fact.
Yeah, they are. Cutting it close at this point. They could still manage a force buy in the next one if they lose it here. But Edward says no at this point. He gets that first kill on Hazed.
Yeah, it does not bode well indeed for CLG. Guardian looking for the peak. He's going to miss the flick. And last couple of rounds, Guardian's been missing a lot of those shots, and that has opened things up for CLG somewhat. Their lives still made difficult, though, by good performances from the rest of Na'Vi, not just Guardian, in this Inferno match. And looks like Banana's going to be re-challenged potentially by CLG. They want to do it, but Guardian is there, lurking behind that smoke. It's a very terrifying prospect when Guardian is sitting there. And he is looking to find the shot still. He's still being aggressive. He gets it onto Finesse, and that is going to be a huge result now. 40 seconds left, and they're down to 3 players.
Yeah, the Guardian just dares to take that aggressive peek, and it pays off. It's going to make it a 5-on-3, and that's going to make CLG try to push this CTR side, which has 2 CTs from Na'Vi playing as East. Gets those 2 kills, and Guardian finalizes on JDM, and that's going to be Na'Vi at 10-2. Yeah, CLG's just getting picked apart right now on that one. I mean, after a good round, sort of seems like it always comes a bit of a worse round where they don't really have that real plan going on. Instead, they just die 1 by 1 and put themselves in a situation like this where they have to sort of force something out. And I think the worst thing about it right now is that they're looking at a 2-10 scoreline, and they're going to be on a save, and with very little bank to go along with that.
The thing that I really like here, as we see this very aggressive push in from Na'Vi, actually Guardian missing some shots here, and this actually caused a bit of pressure. Steez is going to be spinning around with the AK-47. He's going to get taken down, though, in the end. So some trades coming in, but even though it looks like there are a couple of frags going CLG's way, Na'Vi will still pick up the round. But yeah, the key thing for me here is that Guardian, even though he's been missing more shots than usual, he's still making the decisions that he's supposed to make on the team. He's not getting discouraged by the fact that he's not hitting as he would like to hit. He's still taking those key aggressions.
Yeah, it's a striking similarity to someone like JW. Even when he doesn't hit all his shots, he will still do the same decisions. He will still play as aggressively as he ever would. And I think that's something you have to do. You have to rely and understand that you do have that skill and you can do those things. You know, there's going to be moments when you're not going to be connecting on those shots, but more often than not, you will.
Absolutely, it's very important. And, well, C's is going to find a free frag onto JDM, and Cutler's going to pick up the AWP that was dropped. That's a big loss here, and Na'Vi with a lot of pressure towards apartments. Look at Guardian go. Look at the confidence, just peeking into Hazed and just saying, I'm going to hit that shot first. And that's exactly what happens. However, Tarek now, with the AWP instead of Cutler, is going to get a return kill. But how far is this really going to go for CLG?
Yeah, the hard thing right now is Navi's changed of gears here. They're playing really aggressively in Banana. They're taking all that room away from CLG at this point. And again, we're in a situation where they're a man down with Tarek is making things work. He gets a pick on Guardian. Oh, that's EDR side.
Oh, and Cutler again with the dance moves, just ADing, just constantly there. And that's going to force Cease to miss a lot of shots and create an opportunity, but he will, Tarek will not be able to capitalize, unfortunately. Oh my god, Cutler just popping Edward there, but still, Cease gets the return. 12-2 is a massive scoreline here. Na'Vi looking like they are going from a strength to strength.
They are, and I mean, this is when they have their confidence going on. They can just push everywhere they want to, really. And it's going to be very hard for a team obviously that doesn't even play this map so much. CLG, you can tell there's there's a bit of a lack of coordination from their side. I think they should have opted to go to Banana more often. They should have sort of tried to take that area of the map first and then start building out from there on out. But instead they were forcing that middle, forcing the apartments a lot of the times, and that wasn't really working out as well for them.
Absolutely, it's Tech9's now to try to secure the third round, and that third round's so important. It really can save you if you lose the pistol round. But are they going to be able to claim it with just mere Tech9s? They got 3 Molotovs, so you expect this B execute to come in shortly now. Here it is, just gearing up with all those positions.
Look at this though, Na'Vi does have 3 players towards that B bomb site, so it could be a massacre waiting to happen.
I'm afraid to witness what I think we're about to see. I don't think I'm ready. This is not PG. Hide your kids and your wives. This could get messy right now as the push comes in. All the nades sailing into that bomb site. Is this execute going to be good enough? They carpet the B bomb site in flames, but still, C stands large and in charge, spraying them down. Player after player will fall, and there's only one left, Finesse, and he's not got a lot of health left. C's tapping away to get the finishing shot, but Finesse still somehow grips onto life, but he will finally be whiffed out as Na'Vi take a 13-2 CT half. That is incredible.
Yeah, you could just see their confidence just mounting and getting bigger and bigger. They started playing really aggressively, and like you pointed out, Guardian was just going everywhere. He was just going ham in Banana, in A apps, in up middle, on the arch side, on quad. Like, doesn't matter where he is, he's just gonna be the guy making everything happen and making it super hard for CLG to know how to approach it. I think the biggest problem really for CLG was the fact that they never really had an approach where they would take Banana first, try to force that, have a really coordinated Banana take first, and make sure you'll have either you'll trade a kill, which is a positive thing, or you'll force Na'Vi to go all the way back to that B bomb site without any knowledge of what's going on, and then try to work middle and see how things pan out, sort of kind of thing. So they lacked that approach totally on this one.
Is there a way back? And how do they go about teleporting to the other boosts and just breaking all the mouses of Na'Vi and keyboards? And is there a way? Okay, yeah. Well, I know. The thing is, right, is that I'm trying to be the guy that's like asking these questions, but I know obviously what I would say in your position.
Right. Well,
so I'm trying to throw you in there.
Yeah, you're definitely throwing me in there.
I'm trying to make you say something where Thorin later is going to just wreck you on the desk. No, you said they had a way back in. I can't believe it.
Put it this way: they have a very slim chance at this point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, that's a good way. An analyst would say they can maybe like a 1% chance or something. It's basically a very, very low percentage for them to actually pull this one back.
I think the running joke right now is never go full Moses, never say 0%, never say 0%.
Did you believe Moses when he said that he didn't think CLG would win? Because I think in his heart, I think he's not being true to his heart there.
Right. I think inside right now, inside his heart, he's crying.
It's blackening. Everything he held there is being crushed and ripped asunder.
But it's not
over.
It
sucks for him.
Till it's over.
That's true.
Let's look at the pistol round. It's going to be one of those round after round kind of approaches, but Na'Vi right now is looking super confident. I don't think there's anything stopping this from happening right now. I think Na'Vi is probably going to cruise this, but you never know. This round is going to be that first hurdle they need to get across. And as it seems, it's only going to be Seized that has purchased any grenades for Na'Vi. And look at this aggressive approach from the CTs.
They're not messing around. The North American side are trying to hammer down Na'Vi before they can get a play going. But it is them to be hammered and crafted into shape, it would seem. It's just Finesse and Tarek left after all the destruction. And Flamey comes in with the flank. He's going to take down Finesse. And now it's on Tarek.
That was hammer time, but too bad for CLG. It was not favoring them.
No.
It's going to be a 1-on-3, although obviously Guardian here is looking at 3 HP. But bad for Tarek right now is that Zeus and Flamey are looking at 100 HP. So I don't think it's going to happen, but is it? It's not.
Right. Well, on the bright side, maybe if they get the Force Buy victory, that's going to put them in a better economic position. They just have to go full Envious.
They will definitely have to, yeah. They can afford one scout though, so I mean, if someone just goes super random mode with a scout, you'll never know. But it seems like they're going to be opting to go with everyone on Kevlars and then upgrade those pistols and also 2 smoke grenades. I would have assumed they would opt to go with the more smokes just to try to waste time from Na'Vi, try to make sure or try to force them to make some kind of a decision in a late round situation. But instead, they just pulled off car. And Na'Vi is taking the approach I would have liked to see from CLG. They're pressuring Banana here early on, making sure that they're going to be forcing CLG back from that position and then trying to build the round from there on out.
Yeah, Na'Vi are taking it patiently. They are giving a little bit of respect to CLG. Although with this kind of a lead, they are going to be definitely feeling like they can take any kind of a risk as they have such a buffer to do it with, and that wouldn't be wrong.
You don't want to fool around though in this situation. You can still turn. I'm pretty sure these guys know that.
Absolutely, and Tarek, he needs to hit this shot. Guardian is going in, and there are some bullets, and Finesse gets 2 kills with the CZ, and this could be the start of something here in this round for CLG. Hayes might find a hastily moving Edward, and indeed he's going to pick himself up an AK, and he's going to fall back and away, and now the bomb player might be challenged here, but Finesse has got his back to Seized. He's going to take them both down potentially, but no! Tarek gets the shot to the head of Seized. He's going to take down the bomb. There's 30 seconds left for Flamey to clutch this against 3 players. Tarek is going to go straight back to the bomb site with his 1 HP and his P90 and hope and pray to God that his teammates can help bail him out of this one, because this engagement is not too favorable, but he just has to waste enough time to prevent this plant for Flamey. And there it is, looking for the peaks there. He will be spotted jumping across. There is no time. Flamey, what on earth is he going to do? He's going to try to fake it right now, but there's nothing he can do. Perfectly played from CLG, and they'll hang on. They do actually win the Force Buy.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a misplay from Na'Vi. They didn't use splashes going into that B bomb site. They just let FNS here. They had a bit of a stack going on with 2 players in that B bomb site, and FNS capitalized on it, gets those 2 kills and stops that attack, and Seized had an opportunity to get those 2 players that pushed down Banana. Only managed to get one of them, leaving Flamey alone in a 1-on-3, and that's going to be CLG getting that 3rd round and putting Na'Vi in a situation where it seems like they're going to be force buying though. They're going to be getting those pistols and armors and a couple of sets of nades. See what they do with those.
Yeah, we've seen this before in this series though, so I don't want to get my expectations
No
up.
deagles though.
No, that's very true actually. So that is that's something that's going for CLG, but the Tech 9s definitely will be pretty good on the run and the gun. Hayes though, nice boost there above the smokes, and Cutler gets some stuff to the spray. That's working out quite well for him at the moment, and it looks like a very, very nice cleanup from CLG, not losing a single player. That is incredibly key.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great position from CLG that made it possible. They played passively enough in that situation where when you're force buying, you have the Tech 9s and whatnot, you're hoping for the CTs to play really up front and hoping to get lucky on that first entry kill and then just swarm the second guy on the side. Instead, they were playing passively enough to not get caught off guard. They were the ones that just mowed down on the attack from Na'Vi. And Na'Vi is going to be looking at a save round here. They do have smoke, or actually 2 smokes and a flash, so they're hoping to manage a bulb plant on this round. But on Inferno, it's going to be a very hard ask to try and get that.
And playing at that aggressive banana game, RCLG, and against the Eco, I think there's a lot of teams that wouldn't take this approach. How do you feel about just taking this control with the forward nades?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, a lot of teams, when they're in this situation of save, they B is exactly the site they want to do and execute to. That's why, like, for example, in a force spy situation as well, I feel like taking that banana, making sure the T's cannot do their B's here is key. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to defend.
And interestingly, there's 2 smokes here, nothing much else for Na'Vi. So it looks like they want to just get the plant in the smoke potentially. But will CLG let them get there? There are no flashes to stop their vision, just the smoke, so they can definitely spray through those. And we do have the FAMAS here on Finesse and the M4 on Tarek to do so with, and that is going to be the first kill going Finesse's way, but there's some headshots coming the way of Na'Vi with the PT-50s, but Tarek's going to get the cleanup and the delay here, and there's only a single frag and no bomb plant.
Wow, the last shot from Tarek to Edward was just nutty. A bit of a flick shot with the 5-7 there, and like I said, Na'Vi didn't get a lot going on to that B bomb side. That bomb plant never happened, but they're still going to be buying on this. A bit of lack of nades for them. It's going to be the story of this round. No Molotovs for them to work with, as we can look at this replay here. Whiffing a lot of shots here, but look at this.
Oh my god.
Connects on that one.
Wow. Love it.
Pretty well.
That's pretty baller. Tarek is a gangster.
And again, we have here, CLG is pushing banana. Seems like it's going to be a trend here. They're making sure that Na'Vi doesn't have anything going on towards that banana, but Na'Vi doesn't care at this point. They're going to be taking over those A apps. They're going to try and do something cheeky here, just pushing up here.
And this is a great angle, though, for an AWP, though, with JDM onto the boiler. But that said, just as I mentioned it, he's going to fall back and away and rely on Hayes to actually hold the quad position. But this is definitely a little bit exposed in of itself. However, if there is to be a smoke, he can see over the top. Finesse is playing quite close there, but he's going to find himself a quick headshot onto Edward. That's a nice kill right now, because Na'Vi, they don't have many nades. There's no flashes left on them. So if they move into the bomb site, they'll have to rely purely on smokes, good coordination, and of course, as always, hitting the shots. But there are 5 players left alive for CLG.
And the CT still have Molotovs too, so that's going to really slow down an attack from Na'Vi. They have Molotovs on both sides, and now they have 2 players on this B. But instead, Na'Vi is pushing that CT arch. Are they going to be splitting that B bomb side? I guess is the question. It's 30 seconds left here, so it's still very viable for them to try and do that.
Oh, Hayes is going for the information. He's aware that they left Arch open. Doesn't want to get caught off guard. And he's actually going to spot everything. And oh, Guardian's the one to get caught off guard as Hayes finds the first frag. Gets the second one as well onto Zeus. And now problems here for Na'Vi. Flamey gets the response, but JDM with an excellently timed shot with the AWP is going to seal the deal in this round, at least for CLG. 4 members alive. Z's could do well to do some extra economic damage, but I'm not sure if he's going to find. He's also going to be careful not to die after time. And he's going to find the quick kill onto Hayes. That's a nice job there done by Seast.
Yeah, and that's going to put, I think Na'Vi is going to potentially buy some pistols here, but probably going to be saving on this one. As we see on this replay, Hayes was the man of the hour of that round. Getting those kills on Guardian and Zeus were big. JDM then getting that 4th kill as well in the round. And CLG, they're trying to mount a comeback here, definitely. And you can see a trend. Again, they're pushing that banana. It's going to be something they'll try and do for the most of this half, probably.
And once again, we see the banana take. And last time it did work out very well. They were able to get the information and fall back, forcing the T's into very awkward positions. And it's pretty much the same deal here again. Tarek spots them, falls back safely, so that's well played by CLG.
And as well, for Na'Vi's point of view, now they have the control of banana. Now they'll be able to do, if they want to, some kind of a B execute, or they can fake that B bomb side. It gives them a lot of options when they have control of the banana, so it's a positive start for Na'Vi, definitely. And also, as you can tell here, CLG already spent 3 smoke grenades on this round, so they'll only have 1 left. And even that's thrown out now too, so they'll have no smokes left. Although, as we look at the time, it's 40 seconds left. There's still there's 2 Molotovs in the play. So let's see how Na'Vi fares here.
This is really smart, because Tarek's going to throw that nade in straight when that smoke dissipates, and that's pretty much when they want to go in. But it's a little bit too early with that, so that's a bit unfortunate for Tarek. But at the same time, his team is starting to pick up kills now. JDM with the first one. In goes Finesse as well, as the bomb is going to hit the ground now. And Tarek, over the top of the coils, is going to find one of the last remaining frags. It's just 1 player. He's just found his way all the way around the back into the bomb site. Could still light up a few players here, and he's going to find some damage onto Finesse, but not the frag, as the round will go to CLG once more. So they are building some economy slowly but surely here, just as Na'Vi did, but it's just been a little bit more labored in their position.
Yeah, and Navi's going to go for another buy here. They do get a decent buy, so quite a few nades to work with here. It's going to be Flamey and Aziz that have to make some compromises. Yeah, as we can see here, Flamey is going to be working with the Galil, but that makes it possible for him to buy a smoke grenade, so that's going to help them making an execute. And as we can see here again, CLG is relentlessly pushing this banana, making sure that they have control over it to make it harder for Na'Vi.
And there goes down for JDM, and that's a pretty early smoke to throw. Oh, we get the challenge up through the smoke. They could catch Tarek off guard. This could be the play they need. It is a 1-for-1. And that is not going to be nice here for CLG. Tarek has been making it back safely so often, and that was so often what was very key for CLG to hold these bomb sites.
Yeah, definitely a victory for Na'Vi, and they're actually committing to this bomb site, just pushing in there.
Zeus is the first man in. He's got the bomb on his back as well. So this is very telegraphed at this point towards CLG, although I don't think they've seen the bomb. Finesse has been hidden, and he's going to wait till his teammate's able to create a distraction there, and Finesse is going to defend. 2 players dead. Finesse, can he get anything more? He needs to be able to defend and hold this position, looking for that shot, and he will go down. Critical damage done, though. It might just be enough, but JDM, he is alone in this position, looking to go for the save, as Na'Vi have taken the bomb site, and they do have quite a bit of time here. Flamey can wait for Edward to get into position from Banana, and that's what he's doing, as he is quite low, and JDM's going to creep around the back through construction. That bomb is down. That is amazing for JDM to see that in the spot there. Of course, his back is not covered, but will they cross this angle? That could be deadly. JDM, he hits the shot. That's so important. 12 seconds left to plant the bomb now, and JDM, he's created an opportunity now. There goes the nade in, and will that be good? The bomb goes down. Looks like Flamey still has a chance in this one as JDM creeps on the angle. 3 HP for Flamey. He couldn't be closer with that HE. JDM has to pull out the pistol now as he goes closer. Flamey looking for the shot, and JDM finishes it off. What a play from JDM. He kept his nerve, and he's going to get the defuse and pull CLG back together again just for one more round at least. Oh my God, I can't believe JDM pulled that one off in the end. That guy has nerves of steel.
Yeah, a huge play from JDM, but also needs to be mentioned that FNS had a huge play there back at that site too. Keeping alive for as long as he did made a huge difference and really enabled JDM to be able to do that clutch. And I think we may have a tactical pause here from Na'Vi at this point, actually. But in my opinion, they're not in a lot of... I don't think they are struggling as much. I think a lot of these rounds have come down to very close situations. Been a lot of clutches, a lot of 2-2 kind of situations. So, I mean, right now, I really am favoring Na'Vi at this point to eventually clinch it and just get those rounds on the board. But I guess they're just gonna want to have a bit of a breather here, thinking about how do we approach this. I think their approach so far has been actually pretty good. They've been fighting the banana. Most of the time, they've managed to take control over it. That's gonna let them have a lot of options going further in the round.
I feel like CLG are probably winning a lot of fans over with some of the ways that they are surviving against Na'Vi here, because Na'Vi definitely the team that's expected to win. I don't think there's any doubt that that anyone would say that they shouldn't win in this matchup. But CLG, as you said, there's so many clutches coming in, and to hold your nerve in such a situation when you're a little bit fresh to the stage and compared with the team that you're up against is definitely something to note. And this is an interesting situation, of course, because Guardian is not able to get as much done as he was on the CT side. Because on the CT side, we saw him roaming around the orb. He could get loads of work done. He was almost single-handedly basically putting Na'Vi into the position of winning repeatedly. But now it's just C's who's basically putting the work in on the T side.
So, yep, let's look at this here. Na'Vi has purchased on this round, but JDM has taken a bit of a different angle, pushing the apps and gets naded down to 55. And he's forced to fall back, actually, at this point in time. And it seems like right now, Na'Vi is creeping up into a straight-up A play to happen in a moment's time.
And yeah, Guardian is with the AK there. And he does have the Molotov. And Here it is, all the nades coming in as the push is about to take middle here for Na'Vi, but Finesse once again is defending immaculately. He gets Hayes into an excellent position, but Hayes does not deliver. That's absolutely key right now for Na'Vi. Going forwards there in a 3-on-3, their health is a concern, and Cutler gets caught off guard as Zeus creeps through the smoke. Tarek now comes in from the back, and JDM is able to finish off Zeus. 2 versus 2 as that bomb makes its way through the apartments, and we have Tarek and JDM in good positions to try to deal with this. JDM, though, he's got 2 players that could be facing at once. Oh, he spots the arm there as the nade gets thrown into the pit, and they know where he is. But that bomb is stuck in apartments.
Tarek is in B right now, because exactly for the fact that CLG's not spotted the bomb that is with Ceased right now in that power apartment. The Guardian goes down to JDM.
What a shot there from JDM, and Cease knows he's got to get the kill right now if he wants to have a hope in hell of winning this round, and he's going to take it away. JDM's out of the picture, and now Tarek with a long sprint towards that bomb site to try to think about this clutch situation.
Cease has no idea where Tarek's going to be coming from unless he hears him right now on top of middle, but Tarek's being smart about it. He's walking around. He has a flash and a Molotov to work with as well. So it's getting tense.
It's all about looking the right way at the right time at this point. The 50-50, Tarek is going to go into the bomb site, so jump straight in, and Cease will win the round there onto Tarek. And that is a huge round for Na'Vi, finally taking one home.
It looked so good. FNS getting those kills on Art's side, but then whoever was with him could not trade those kills. They both went down, and they managed to wrap around that site in the end. And like I said, all these rounds have been so close, it is just being a matter of time until Na'Vi puts themselves in this situation. But fear not, CLG still has the money to put into this round. Going to be fully bought here. JDM still has that up, but look at this. Going to be a bit of a more conservative approach from CLG. Actually, they're just going to be smoking that car instead of all the way down to Banana. And Na'Vi is having that presence in Banana too.
CLG need to find a new gear right now. Haste had a nice setup there thanks to Finesse, as you mentioned, but not getting a single frag. That was such a massive moment.
Yep.
And I hope for his sake that he's going to just clear that moment of his mind, as he can think about that later, but not right now. It cannot affect his play. And we've got JDM, as you mentioned, with that AWP on the angle, and he might spot a barrel, actually. We can see, of course, the Guardian's actually looking for the pick, but he's looking for it.
Yeah, I think he's seen the barrel around in that corner.
So JDM is primed to make the shot, but there it is. He does get flashed out of position. Brilliant play there from Na'Vi, making certain that they can take these positions for as little cost as possible. And Hayes, can he redeem himself? Here, the Guardian's going to go and take down Cutler. So Hayes is absolutely going to be in a position where he's got to do a lot of work here towards the quad side, because there's 3 players on coming to his position. He's looking for the pop flash now against the Arch there inside the bomb site as Zeus creeps through Arch, and he is going to just go straight forward onto the site. And this is such a close moment. Hayes goes down for nothing, but Finesse, JDM get frags, and now it's all on Tarek in this round to save CLG in this moment as Na'Vi rest on match point for the series, for that playoff spot. Guardian covering from pit, and he hits the shot, of course. Guardian is going to get the frag that wins the map and the series. Na'Vi 16-8, and they will go through as legends through onto the playoff bracket.
Yep, they just had that much more composure in those situations. A lot of the rounds were super close. Even that one right there, but then Na'Vi just that much better. It has to be said. For CLG though, they did play it very well with a lot of good moments, but they just could not keep it together throughout this map. And there you have it. Na'Vi is going to be moving on to the quarterfinals.
And I think a lot of people will take away the heart and spirit, as you mentioned, that CLG brought to this battle. And despite the 16-7 to open it and the 16-8 there, I think we can agree that it looked a lot closer than the score really suggested. And the second map really could have gone either way. I think
out of the 3 North American teams, you could say it's Liquid and CLG were the ones that really, I think they brought the most. I think Cloud9 was the least. I think they were bringing the least out of the North American teams at this tournament.
Absolutely, and now Na'Vi are in a position where they've dealt with the unknown quantity for them, and they can move forward to a playoff bracket where perhaps they might even be more comfortable deeper into the tournament. We have Red Eye down on the stage for the interview.
Okay, well done, congratulations. A win, but I know you're not happy because you've already been moaning at me about how not happy you are, but you must be pleased to get through to the quarterfinal.
Yeah, we are, but that wasn't a good result for us because we made so many mistakes, and being a champion doesn't mean to play like this. So, yeah, I'm not happy.
Okay, so let's talk through the matches a little bit. First map, straightforward, good victory. Second one, where did it go wrong?
I don't know, actually. We played a couple before against them, and CT was our strongest side. And now, I don't know. They were playing the same style, and we just, I don't know, we overdid it or something, and we didn't know what to do against them. So, yeah, they played it.
And then third map, 13-2, Inferno. Perfect. Everything's going perfect. Were you starting to worry, though, in that second half?
Well, winning pistol round and losing the next round, it's, you know, emotions or something, and everybody starts to rage and something, then, I don't know, you know, emotions. And then we had to take time out and find out what to do and, you know, calm down.
Were you raging in there?
I'm not raging.
You're not a rager, are you?
No.
Who was raging?
Everybody else.
All right, well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Na'Vi's through to the quarterfinal for the 5th straight major. Let's catch up with the Intel analysis desk.
Thank you very much, Paul. So there we go, Guardian talking about his teammates there and how apparently they're all raging, but not him, never him. Pretty sure I've seen him bang a table or two in his time, back when he was playing in Source. But anyway, it was kind of a clumsy performance by Na'Vi. So before we get into that, let's talk about CLG. Managed to take a map, there's improvement there, but ultimately they just don't seem to have the depth in that map pool to really challenge a top European team right now.
They have shown, though, especially because we know Na'Vi's a good Cobble team. Cobble is a map that's working for them. And we saw, even when they were getting beaten up by the better teams at Gamescom, Cobble was a good map for them. As far back when they had a stand-in for FNS, they actually had, I think it was Valens from Neelam at the time. They did well against CLG on Cobble back then, so it seems like they've now got another map that's solid. They already had their Mirage, they've got Cobble now. They haven't got a bad map pool. The problem is you just can't go head-to-head with the top 5 European teams who have deep map pools.
Yeah, I think not even so much the map pool, although that's very true. The biggest issue I see, and it's something that goes through all North American teams at the moment, even Cloud9 and Liquid have this issue, is just we've seen massive improvements on T sides for these teams catching up. It's the CT sides, it's those defensive sides that they really struggle on. I mean, they had a great T half on Train against Na'Vi, who, I mean, we honestly expected that to be a blowout, and they put up 6 rounds on their T side, and then they switch over to CT and get, you know, just beaten around. And that's you know, that's such a CT-sided map. To struggle in that fashion was really cruel to see. But you see it in every North American team right now. These defenses need some work.
Yeah, Fifth Lauren, any observations from you?
I mean, for CLG, I think it's quite nice that JDM actually showed up once again. And we actually had Finesse. I mean, you know, all criticisms aside, he actually played really well throughout the series, and we should be happy about that.
But one player for the CLG guys didn't show up. You want to be touted as a star.
Well, he did on Inferno.
Okay, he had one game that was decent. Even then, not that great. If you want to be touted as a star, if you play 3 maps of a best of 3, you've got to show up on 1 or 2 at least. You've got to have one standout performance, or you've got to have like an average that's good. You've got to have impact rounds. Like sometimes the scores betrays you, you know? You can have 13 kills, but almost win the whole game if you win the right 1v3 or you have the right kill at the right time. For me, Tarek wasn't a star in this series. I mean, someone I've mentioned before, I was actually looking through and we looked up the stats. We thought, oh, okay, maybe we're misremembering something. Has he ever had games on LAN where he was good against European teams? I went back and I looked. There's one, which is in the offline qualifier for the first major of the year, Katowice against Titan. He has one really good game there, and that's basically it. The rest are just like average performances. This is not star caliber play. So if you believe you're a star, if you say you're a star, if other people say you're a star, eventually you've got to face facts, you know, you've got to face reality. I've got to say, though, in general for the tournament, the European teams have shown they're really environmentally conscious by taking all the NA trash and putting it in the dumpster where it belongs.
And we'll see if we can shed some light on that, because Scott is going to be doing an interview with some of that NA representation right now.
Thank you very much. Wow, Thorn, I thought we were bros, man. That was harsh at the end of the night. Anyway, I've got a special guest this time. Not someone who played in the game, but someone who's absolutely vital to the Na'Vi organization. He's their proverbial 6th man. It's StarX. How are you, sir?
Good.
Now, obviously, you're a player in your own right. This last April, Flamey replaces you on the roster, and you shift to the 6th man role. Talk to us a little bit about what you do for the team as the 6th man.
Well, I'll do a lot right now. I do my job from Dubai. When we lose in Dubai, we do class plays, and we decide what I have to do, all in-game leading, all tactics, everything during the game. and I have only 2 months. We are preparing with new strategies, with new game leader as me, and we have some good results on internet, on the EC, and right now we are trying to be like a 6th player.
Okay, so we've got other coaches / managers that are kind of a hybrid of that. They might chime in on strategies, but you're saying that you literally are the strat caller. They listen to you no matter what.
Yeah, right now it is.
Amazing. Now let's, obviously, CLG, I don't know what it is. We'll talk about Cobble second, but that you guys always play close on. They finally got you on one. But let's talk about the first one. Train, Seized, plays great. But what I want to talk about is you won both pistols, and then you kind of put 5 together, then they put a couple together, then you put a couple together. What stood out in the first half with you on that match? Anything particular?
No.
Okay, then what I'm going to bring up is the clutch that Seized had, 11th round. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, Seized have like a good shape on this tournament, and it's really impressive.
And then I'm going to jump all the way forward to Edward, round 22. Bombs planted inside B. He comes down out of the ramp, goes through the smoke, like uses their own smoke against him. Like this is the kind of stuff that like old school guys, like their styles are amazing. And then he turns around, comes back, kills the diffuser. Just Edward being Edward?
Yeah.
Like, that's not kind of thing you can really teach, right? That's just something that you learn.
It's a game feeling. By individual skill, individual players are deciding in a crucial moment what they have to do.
And let's jump forward. Again, they finally beat you on Cobble. Again, you guys have played very close many times. And they finally do it. But again, what I noticed is you won, 4 out of the 6 pistols. The 2 pistols you did lose on Cobble, but you took the second round both times, which is crucial.
Yeah, we played yesterday against CLG, and we won Cobblestone. We have like 11 rounds on CT, and right now we took like 8 rounds on T. So we like, I don't know, we're feeling like we should won this map, but CLG was great.
Now, towards the end of the second side, you guys did call your tactical timeout. What do you talk to your team about in those situations?
Well, I'm telling we are playing only with 1 round. It's like 4 guys going to be like throwing the flashes, throwing some smokes, and going to one position, going to be on long. So we have to like, let's go take them guys with 4. We place Guardian to big house, like he should to kill more, but it's kind of it was really hard for us.
Yeah, because they actually ended up winning the second round after that timeout. The round afterwards didn't work out for you. Let's jump right forward to Inferno. You started, to use a pun, on fire. I mean, amazing first half, but they kind of slowly started creeping that second half back. Were you ever nervous that you were going to give too many rounds back?
No. We supposed to win the second round when Seized have to kill 2 guys that have behind them, but he can't. He didn't do it, so it took. We have to want another rounds for it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations again. One last question. Quick prediction. Well, no prediction. You're facing Luminosity, which probably of all the other teams that are still in is probably a favorable bid for you for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Anything you're worried about? Any particular player that you're gonna look at tonight, isolate, try to figure out how to shut him down?
No, I just want to say good luck to our opponents for tomorrow. So see you tomorrow.
Great. Thank you, Starx. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Richard, back to you.